Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdi Ferry Kurniawan. I'm a student of Widyagama Mahakam Samarinda University. I'm from English department. Today I'm gonna tell you about the literature-based English teaching. There are 4 topics that I'm gonna tell you guys. So keep watching. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna explain you about the drama. What is drama? Drama is a type of literature that describes human life with motion. The drama describes the reality of life, character, and human behavior through roles and dialogues that perform at stage. The drama contains conflicts and emotions that specifically aim at the theater performance. And then there are kinds of drama like melodrama, musical drama, farce, and tragedy. And then there is a definition from expert. The first is Aristotle said that drama is a representation of an action. And then similar with Aristotle, Milton said that the drama presented in action performance have full code and symbols that keep a story from beginning until the end. Stories like this become an interesting drama which too easy to conjecture is precisely but interested. And then the correlation with the performance stage, another explanation from Whittaker. She explained that drama is the process, something that is ongoing. Whittaker also said that drama can cover rehearsal and workup to a performance and also the process of learning. Next, we're gonna talk about novel. Novel is a story that talks about someone's life. That's like drama, but different with drama. Drama is performed on the stage, but novel is you just can't read it. You just read the novel because novel is literature that formed with long prose, and also the novel doesn't describe by using gesture and voice. It's just a script that more like telling you a story by you read it, because different with the drama have a script with full of dialogues, and not full of dialogues, they have many dialogues, but different with novel, they just describing you something by a script. And the novel also more focusing with the characteristic of the character around the main character. And the novel also different with the short story because the novel has a long script and more complex than the short story. And then the novel has a hidden message like the drama that want to be conveyed to the readers. And then the intrinsic element of novel. The first is theme, character, plot, setting, the point of view, and then the mandate. That is the intrinsic element of the novel. So I have some definition of novel from the expert. The first is from John Peck and Martin Coyle. Writers have always been interested in the world around them, but the development of the novel reflects a move away from an essential religious view of life towards a new interest in the complexities of everyday experience. Most of novels are concerned with ordinary people and their problems in the societies in which they find themselves. And the second is from John Peck and Martin Coyle. A lot of novels have a young people as the main characters, for it often the young who feel themselves to be most at odds with conventional standards. You will have made considerable progress in understanding the particular novel you are reading if you can see how it sets certain individuals against society and their families. And then the last from Sumarjo and Saini. A novel may have complex themes, many characters, or various atmospheres. Novel can be divided into three themes. They are romantic novel, adventure novel, and fantasy novel. Next, we're gonna talk about the poetry. What is poetry? Poetry is a written literature, which the content is an expression of a poet by using language that's semantic. And poetry contains rhythm, rhyme, and written preparation of the array and the stanza. And the poetry has many kinds of poetry. I'm just gonna tell you about the three kinds of poetry, like the romantic poetry, hymn poetry, and elegy poetry. And then I'm gonna tell you about the definition of poetry by the expert. First, according to Samuel Tyler Coleridge, poetry is a word, the most beautiful in the most beautiful arrangement. Poets choose words and are arranged as well as possible. For example, blends symmetrical between one element with other elements. And according to Carlyle, poetry is the result of musical thinking. And then, meanwhile, Wordsworth states that poetry is a statement of imaginative feelings, namely feelings that are imagined. And then, the last Danton states that poetry is a concrete and artistic human thought in emotional and rhythmic language. Okay, the last is short story. Short story is almost same like the novel, but short story is more slightly short, but and formed by short prose, and it's contain a fictional story that describe the someone experience and also contains conflicts and solution for the problem that face. And also the short story have some intrinsic element like themes, plot, settings, character and conflict and the solution. And I have a few of definition. I have some definition from the expert. So here is the expert definition for the short story. According to Clarer, a crucial feature commonly identified with the short story is its impression of unity, since it can be read in contrast to the novel in one sitting without interruption. Due to restriction of length, the plot of the story has to be highly selective, entailing an idiosyncratic temporal dimension that usually focus on one central moment of action. And then, according to Anderson, short story deals with important elements that build the story itself. All of these elements take their own role to make the story sensible. They are theme, plot, setting, character, and point of view. And then, according to Clare again, as being above, short story is a part of literary genres which is fiction. Short story can be categorized as a fiction since most of it relies on fantasy stories, such as a fairy tale. It is further explained by Clare. And then, yeah, that's the last. Okay, and then I want to tell you about The benefit of learning literature in English language education. And this is the benefit of learning literature in English language education. The purpose of literary learning that it said will be in line with the view of literature itself. Horace's very first view, that literature is dulce et utile, which is something beautiful and meaningful. Besides that, it's also necessary to pay attention to the taxonomy of learning objectives that have been developed by experts such as Bloom's cognitive domain taxonomy and the taxonomy of the revision proposed by Anderson and Krathwohl. And it is equally important to pay attention to the development of the field of literature itself and the needs demanded in the life in society. With these references, a teacher can choose, determine, and develop the objective of literary learning that he provides. The issue of literary knowledge as the ultimate goal of teaching literature congruently is the easiest conception, hypothesis, and aspect related to the literature. Also stated by Chambers and Gregory that the purpose of learning literature is analysis, interpretation, and assessment. In short, literary studies are hermeneutic, intertextual, participatory, and full of value, dependent on the context and relatively limitless. Literary learning has many specific discipline and cognitive goals, but the most common basic developmental goals. Through education, students are expected to grow intellectually, mature personally, to develop socially, and become more emotionally and advanced. Students learn to inform theory according to interpretation and assessment by engaging with primary, secondary texts produced by their predecessors, by making their own question and producing their own text so that they are involved in critical process. As such, this kind of education offers insight into past culture and ways through discourse. Past and present communities learn, negotiate, and share meaning that can influence the even change people's understanding of themselves, their communities. Yeah, that is the benefit of learning literature in English education. And so, thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum.